Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Today's video, we're going to go over some announcements that Plarium just announced, and we're going to try our best to navigate them possible. So let's jump right into them. So first things first, we have the news announcement here. They released the dungeon schedule, and there will be boosted artifact drops. So we got Spider opening the fusion, and then we have Dragon, Fire Knight, and Ice Golem. Got some decent boosts. Got Barbarian accessories, Dragon's Lair for speed, regen from Fire Knight, and reflex from. So it's nice to have a boost on some better sets and all that when you're doing your fusion farming. So all good. After that, the main piece of news here is actually on Friday, September 6th. They're launching two events simultaneously. First is a 2x Sacred Shard event. So Sacred Shards currently, without any boost, it's 6% full legendary. On Friday, the legendary chance will go to 12%, which is, the best it can be. Obviously, it's still not great, but it's the best it's going to be. Paired alongside the 2x Sacred Shard event, there's going to be a boosted rate for Freyja Weather. So Freyja is already in the game right now. I just released my showcase on her. Great base stats. She has a really unique passive that I feel is kind of future proof, which means she might be more viable in the future content or when people figure out how to use her passive. But basically keeps the champion alive from fatal damage, which is obviously gonna be good. We see a lot of champions that cheese out death, being able to cheese some content like Amius and all that stuff. Yeah, so we got a 10x for Freyja. Keep in mind that a 10x on a non-void is still really low percentages. What that means is you're putting 10 copies of Freyja into the total pool of non-void champions. I believe there's about 190 counting non-void champions that you can pull, but now you have 10 extra Freyjas in there, which means you have a 10 in 200 chance of pulling Freyja, which is about a 5% chance. So the odds of pulling Freyja from a Sacred Shard is pretty low, but it's still much higher than any other non-void legendary you're going to pull. Also keep in mind, if you consider going crazy for this event for Freyja, there will be a Deck of Fate event for her that basically guarantees her, but we don't know the requirements of it yet. Alright, so quickly back to the 2x Sacred Shard event. So during a summon rush, each Sacred Shard is worth 500 points. But during a champion chase, it fluctuates because obviously you have a chance of pulling a legendary or an epic. We don't know what's going to happen on Friday. Plarium has been a little bit inconsistent. Usually they start fusions on summon rushes, like maybe 9 out of 10 times. So this is one of the odd times where it starts on a champion chase. Last weekend, summon rush occurred last weekend. So that means this weekend, if it's following schedule, it should be a champion chase, which means each Sacred Shard is worth an average of 280 champion chase points. So I went and dug up some old footage, and I got a data set for you guys to look at. All right, guys. So here is some visuals for you guys. But this last fusion that was a hybrid was the Incarnate fusion back in June. So hybrid fusion is going to be the same style as Thor. We can see here the summon rush breakdown, and then obviously the champion chase breakdown. For some extra bonus, there's actually I snipped the Arman's champion chase breakdown here as well, just for a comparison for rewards. You can see they kind of diluted the rewards a bit for Incarnate. Anyways, so we can see here for the champion chase, it's 3,000 champion chase points. And then for the summon rush, it's also 3,000 summon rush points. If you want to do a direct one-to-one comparison, the cost of a summon rush at 3,000 points is only 6 Sacred Shards. But if you're looking at champion chase with 3,000 points, the cost of 3,000 champion chase points with Sacred Shards is over 10 Sacred Shards. All right, guys? 10. And this is with boosted rates. This is with boosted rates. Because on average, the math shows that each Sacred Shard is only worth about 280 points. So you need to allot 10 Sacred Shards to hit the 3,000 roughly. And that's with average luck. If you go, 10 no legendary Sacred Shards, then you're not even going to hit the 3,000 fresh mark on champion chase. So obviously, you know, we got 2x on sacred shards you want to pull, but I strongly recommend looking at this champion chase, not as a 2x, but obviously just a normal champion chase, where you can throw some sacred shards into it. However, I strongly suggest you saving your sacred shards for the upcoming summon rush if you are doing the fusion. And if you are not, I strongly recommend saving your sacred shards for a potential deck of fate or Freyja that might include shards. Mainly because sacred shards are just not worth that much during champion chases, as I've shown right here in this image. Um, yeah, and 3,000 I think is probably expected. It might even go up. It might even go up. This is, you know, about 3 months ago. This fusion was about 3 months ago, so it definitely might even go up. But if you want to be 100% efficient with your shards, you definitely need to hold back sacred shards from this weekend. Hold back against the 2x sacred shard event. Hold back against the 10x Freyja boost, and just use your small shards like your mystery shards, for example. So mystery shards are good for champion chase. Fragment summons are good for champion chase. Like I might pull Gaiac. Remnant summons are good for champion chase. And also keep in mind that if you guys are still playing the summon pool, you guys can pull an epic, which is 250 points. I hope you guys save these, you know, for champion chase, right? Like, these are just easy points. So if you guys haven't pulled yet, or if you guys are still working on the 20 pieces from Dungeon Diver and 20 pieces from Sand Devil, then definitely save that pull for a champion chase. It's just easy points there. Obviously, do things like fuse broad maws. Broad maws are worth 350 points. Like, I save every one of these rares. I'm always short one rare. You see, both of these rares I'm super short. I only got 2, but I got like a million of these guys. But anyways, broad maws are great. They're worth 350 points for champion chase. And like, you know, I get some questions where people ask me, how do I save so many shards? Well, I'm just like super efficient with the shards and point efficiency, right? So I know that sacred shards are just not very efficient for for champion chases. And even though I have 56, I can definitely throw some into the wind on the weekend. It's just not very efficient. I know I'm going to be spending about 10, whereas I could just spend, you know, 6 during a summon rush for basically the same piece, right? The same 25 pieces of the fusion epic. So yeah, back to the image. It showed the last, you know, 2 hybrid fusions at 3,000 for the champion chase. Like I said, we have to be prepared for maybe even more, maybe 3,200, 3,300. But yeah, you gotta be ready. Expect to pull, you know, if you're going all sacreds, expect to pull, you know, 10, 11, 12 sacreds to hit the point total. That's a lot, right? That's a lot. And definitely those sacreds are better spent for summon rush, as you can clearly see, like the efficiency here, right? Like the summon rush will only cost you 6 sacreds to get the same fragments instead of spending 12. But yeah, anyways, that's just a quick piece of advice from myself. Like I said, we don't know what event will happen on the weekend. It's most likely going to be champion chase since we just had a summon rush. And I have no idea what Plarium is doing with the 2x schedule. It seems to be all over the place. We just had a 2x void early midweek, and now we're having 2x sacred at the end of the week. So who knows what is happening. But yeah, definitely buckle up. This is going to be the fusion that I think most people don't want to miss. Anyways, let me know in the comments below what you guys are planning to do. Thanks for watching the video as always and your time. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.